The Calgary Police Service has laid 87 charges among 4 people in connection with multiple break-and-enters and other related offences. Starting in August 2018, the Centralized break-and-enter unit saw an increase in break-and-enters, motor vehicle theft, and other fraudulent activities related to the stolen property of these offences. The Calgary Police Service collaborated with the Edmonton Police Service, Vancouver Police Department, and the RCMP in Richmond and Langley, British Columbia, to identify the 4 offenders, all from Surrey, BC. Through further investigation, the Centralized break-and-enter unit executed a search warrant in the 9,000 block of Bridleridge Green Southwest, where Robert Paul ALLARD, 30, Stephen Edward HART, 34, and Courtney Lee DELF, 29, were arrested. The 4th suspect, Laetitia Angelique ACERA, age 25, was arrested at a later date. As a result, evidence from multiple break-and-enters offences was recovered. Police seized 7 firearms, various stolen property, and more than 5,000 pieces of stolen mail originating from 4 different provinces. This affected 2,194 members of the public. Through the assistance of Canada Post inspectors, approximately 3,970 pieces of the mail recovered were confirmed as being stolen property. The recovered mail will eventually be returned to the rightful recipients once the disruption to Canada Post services is resolved. On Thursday, November 22nd, 2018, the investigation was concluded with 87 charges being laid collectively against ALLARD, ACERA, HART, and DELF, who are charged with break-and-enter, commit, motor vehicle theft, disguised to commit an indictable offense, possession of stolen property over $5,000, possession of stolen property under $5,000, use of a stolen credit card, fraud under $5,000, identity theft, breach of probation, unsafe storage of a firearm, possess firearm obtained by crime, knowing possession of an unlicensed firearm, possess weapon contrary to prohibition, I can't say that. Moving along, possession of stolen mail. Break-and-enters are often a crime of opportunity. On average, offenders have to force entry into only 34% break-and-enters, residential break-and-enters, that is. The Calgary Police Service is reminding citizens to use the 9 p.m. routine to secure homes and vehicles by always removing garage door openers from vehicles parked near your residence. Offenders will often target vehicles that have openers in them to gain access to residences. Secure all your windows and doors, even when you are at home, and keep your car keys in an unlikely place, not right beside your door for thieves to easily find. Keep irreplaceable documents, photos, and items in an unlikely place, and get to know your neighbors. Report any suspicious activity or people to police immediately by calling either the non-emergency number at 403-266-1234 or 911 for a crime in progress. And as we move into the winter, I'd like to also remind people not to leave their vehicles in leave their keys in unattended vehicles, especially while warming up vehicles.
Question time?
Question time.
So this is obviously quite a elaborate investigation. It's not only you guys, multiple police services, 4 suspects from Surrey, BC. Maybe talk a little bit about the scope of the investigation, front to back, and how it all sort of unfolded. And maybe the partnership, rather. Right.
That's a pretty big question you asked. So I think to break that down into smaller pieces, the collaboration between CPS, Vancouver Police Department, Edmonton Police Department, and the RCMP, as well as later with Canada Post themselves. Obviously that was a good partnership and largely led to the identity. This group was not known to Calgary Police Service previously, and these other entities were able to help us with that.
Were they known to other police services?
This group was not known to Calgary Police Service, but it was known to Vancouver Police, Edmonton Police, and RCMP.
A lot of these crimes, were they all committed here in Calgary, or were they committed across provinces?
Through our partnership with the Canada Post, we're under the understanding that these thefts occurred across 4 provinces, affecting a number of people in those areas.
How long do you think this group had been at this for before the investigation was launched? Because obviously, lots of mail, 2,000 people affected. This is Obviously, didn't work for a long time.
I'd have a hard time speaking to a time frame for that, and I apologize for that. We became aware of them in August, so it's a 3-month investigation that we're aware of. Some of the mail dates before that, but the majority of the mail we recovered was from the period of the summer months.
We need to talk a little bit about the mail aspect of this investigation. There's a lot of talk about mail thefts going on. Maybe why is so many here, and why are criminals targeting the mail?
We do see mail theft from time to time here in Calgary. It's not one of our larger or more popular, higher frequency type crimes that we see. However, we do see it. The purpose behind it would largely be focused at identity theft.
So looking to steal credit card information or that sort of stuff? Or
information that could be obtained fraudulently obtained credit cards or other identification.
How big of a bust is this for you guys?
This is on the higher end of break and enter with 87 charges being laid. It's quite significant. This is, I guess, the higher end, but not the largest thing we've seen.
That's all I got for you.
Did the arrest itself take place in Calgary?
The arrest did occur in Calgary. We executed a search warrant in Bridlewood, where 3 of the individuals were arrested and a 4th individual was arrested later also in Calgary.